What up, what up, what up? It's your boy Joe Castro, aka Philly Fresco, Philly the podcast. Have you subscribed yet? Have you liked yet? I don't know, but I'm gonna give you a couple seconds. This is gonna be on a couple seconds. Do it right now, right now, right now. What is going on, you guys? It's your boy Joe Castro, aka Philly Fresco. You know what time it is. It's Fly Eagles Fly, Philly the podcast. We back up in here. So, if you have not heard the news already, Brandon Brooks is out for the whole 2020 season. Amazing way to start the year, you know. Well, we're like midway through, but you know what I mean. Way to start the NFL season, I guess. He was at the NovaCare complex. He was running off the practice field or running on the practice field, something like that. Happened Monday, and he tore his left Achilles. So it's not the same Achilles that he tore last time, but nevertheless, he's going to have to go through the whole rigmarole again. I don't know if that's a word. I've heard it once, so I don't figure out how to use it. But he's going to have to go through all the, you know, off-season training and working out and all that all over again. So prayers up to Brandon Brooks. Hopefully he, you know, recovers quickly. But that does leave, a huge hole to fill for Doug Peterson and Howie Roseman. So what I did was I figured I'd look over a couple of our options, see who's available, see who we can maybe promote from within, maybe something that we can trade for. So I took a couple of options. So where we'll start is our outside options. So free agents, trades. There's a couple names that came to mind. A lot of older people, a lot of veterans. There's one young guy that's out there. Doesn't have much experience. I don't know if he's a plug and play kind of guy, but he is young. So if they wanted to go that route. So the names that I have are Larry Warford. He's 29. We got Ronald Larry, 31. A fan favorite. We got Jason Peters. We can re-sign him, move him from tackle, move him to guard, and then he can work alongside Lane, kind of learn alongside Lane. You got two Hall of Famers on that right side. Obviously, Peters isn't used to being a right guard, but it might work. And then you got Mike Pearson. He's 32. You got Kyle Long. Now, this is one person that I have 3 stars next to because I feel like this could be our best option, realistically. He's 31, so he's not a young guy anymore, but he's 31. He's not 38 like Peters. And he just seemed like he was upset with the Chicago Bears staff more so than actually wanting to retire. There's been a little bit of chatter that he might be willing to come back for the right situation. You put him alongside Lane, that's a formidable right side again. You know, he's obviously not Brandon Brooks, but then even when Brandon Brooks comes back, so let's say we sign Kyle Long for 2 or 3 years, we have until he's 33, 34. Move on from Sayamalu. Now you have Kyle Long on one side, you have Brandon Brooks on the other side going forward for at least 3-4 years, 2 or 3 years, we'll say. And then, you know, that helps out Dillard. He's not going to be having to worry about having a weak link kind of next to him. Sayamalu's held his own, but he's obviously not a premier guard. Kyle Long, he can be a top-tier guard. He's shown that. And then we have Josh Klein, who's 30. And then this is the guy that I told you. He's 26. He only has 6 career starts over 4 years. He's played a couple different teams. I want to say the Ravens and a couple of different teams. I wouldn't be surprised if this is something we do just because, like I said, he is young. We have a lot of young guys on our team. We did draft a couple people, which I'll go over. But this could be something if they feel that Matt Pryor's ready to step up and become that right guard right now. This might be a path we go down simply because of the age. And, you know, maybe we can turn him into something. It'll probably be cheap. So that's something that you can look at. This is another one. This is my, you know, I'm not saying these are realistic. I'm just saying these are my hopes. You know, I would do Kyle Long first, and then second, I would go for Joe Thuney. I don't know how you're supposed to pronounce that. There's a couple of things that make this unrealistic or you know, more difficult than any of the other options would be. Joe Thuney is on a franchise tag. He would need obviously a new contract. He wants around $13 million plus a year. Right now he would be playing on his franchise tag, like I said, which would be around $14.5 million. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money, especially for a team that's going to be, you know, in the red next year like us. So he's something that I would like. Another reason, the same reason why I like him is kind of the same reason I like Kyle Long. The longevity, 2 or 3 years, 3-4 years with Thuney, he can be there for a little bit longer. He's a little bit younger. But he can be somebody that eventually takes over for, say, Amalu after this year. So you're not betting on the draft next year, you know. So that's a option right there. So what do you guys think? What's your favorite outside of the team option? The 3 that I have right now, like I said, number 1 would be Kyle Long, to go and sign Kyle Long. Number 2 would be to trade for Joe Thuney, whatever the heck his name is. And then my 3rd option would be to bring back Jason Peters. I think that's probably the easiest option. That's probably the most realistic option. It's the least favorite of my options. But, you know, that's something we can do. And it's not because I, hate Jason Peters or don't think he can do it. I just think, if we can get somebody that can be there for a couple of years and that's their position, we might as well do that. And now we'll move on to the on-team options. So here we got a couple, I won't even say couple, we have a lot of question marks. So on the team right now, the people that can move there or, are a guard, we have Prince Tega Wanago. If I said that right, just like and share, because that's incredible by itself. But we would have to obviously move him from tackle. He's very agile. That was something that came out when he came out of the draft. That was very big about him. So I could see him doing that. Someone that a lot of people are talking about, I have him as my 2nd option, is Jack Driscoll. Another guy that's a tackle, another guy that's very athletic, could move to the guard position. I believe he played some guard in college, if I'm not mistaken. So that's something that can happen. The next guy, Sua Opeta. Probably said that totally wrong. But Sua, I don't see it happening. He's been with us for a little while. I just don't see it happening. I highly doubt he's going to win the starting job or even really be a backup. I think he's going to probably be a practice squad candidate at best. So our number 1 option on the team, like I was saying earlier, is probably Matt Pryor. Matt Pryor last year came in. He was a tackle. He came in last year, kind of taking over for Big V as far as a swing roll goes. So he played a lot of guard for Brandon Brooks when he was down. He played well. I think he actually played for Amalu too, if I'm not mistaken. Please correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. But either way, he's shown that he can be a starter. He's shown that he can take over. I don't know if he's a franchise type guy. I don't know if he's going to be, our starter for 3 to 5 years. But I think he's our best option on the roster. So I do have him as our number 1 option. And then we have Nate Herbig. I have him as our 3rd option just because we don't have great options and he's a guard. I think, he hasn't really showed me anything. He hasn't really had an opportunity to show anything at all, but he hasn't really showed me anything that makes me be like, oh, we should just give him an option. We should give him a try, but nobody else on this list has any reason to be above him. He was here last year at the very least. So, I'll go with Nate Herbig as my 3rd option. We do have a guy named Julian Good-Jones. He's an undrafted free agent. So I guess he's an option as well. Don't see any of those guys. Like I said, my top options would probably be to go trade for, to either get Kyle Long off the free agency, talk him out of retirement, bring him to the Eagles. That would be awesome too, because I feel like we've been killing the Bears, just whole spirit. So just to bring their guard over here and give them a chip, that would be nice. And then my 2nd option would be to trade for Joe Thuney. My 3rd option would to just go with Matt Pryor. I would just say go with Matt Pryor. And then my final option would be go with Jason Peters, bring him back, see if he can maybe learn right guard on the fly, and see what happens. What do you guys think? Who are you guys hearing? I've heard a lot of different names, a lot of random names. We got to understand we don't have money like that, you know what I'm saying? So unless it's somebody that's going to be here for a while and we can get him on a good deal, I don't see us going to get a big name. Joe Thuney's probably the biggest name on the free agency market right now, the trade market right now, that we might take a shot at, but even him I feel like might be priced out of our range. But what do you guys think? Please let me know. Make sure to like, subscribe. We are very, very close to 100 subscribers, so please, guys, be sure to subscribe. Tell your friends to subscribe. Tell your mama to subscribe. Tell your Dallas Cowboy fans to subscribe. You know what it is. But that's it for me, man. You know what time it is. It's Fly, Eagles, Fly. Hey.